Hello, welcome back to another video that is higher order functions in JavaScript. Okay, so this is all about the some of the advanced method which belongs to array. Okay, so in array we have seen so many methods like index of, splice, slice. So other than that, these are all the higher order functions we call it as because it takes functions as an argument. Okay, so today class we will be checking if we use these functions to make our code simple. Okay, and without using this function, how the code will be for any given arrays, for manipulation of the arrays or performing any operations on the arrays. So how the code will be that, and how we are going to minimize that code using all these methods. And we'll go detail on these methods, like what is the syntax of this method, what is the role, and what is the use of each and every methods. Okay, so let's start with this. Okay, so introduction. So higher order function. So higher order function as suggest like it takes function as a argument. That function is nothing but it's a callback. That day on previous class we have discussed, right? Callback is a function which passed argument to the another function, right? And it executes when the main function got completed. Like we saw one scenario as well, right? Where Amar has to go to office, and then he made mom as a callback, so that once work got over, then at last mom has informed Amar about the fixes of the leakage. Right, so that is like once work is done, then callback function will execute and it will give you the result. So same way, callback function here in this all higher order function, we have 5 to 6 higher order functions we have. So in all higher order functions, there is one callback functions attached to these functions. Like we have higher order functions like find, filter, map, find index, and moreover, so many are there. So to all methods, we have two parameters to pass. First parameter is the functions, right? The first parameter is the function, and second parameter is the argument. If you want to pass any data, you can pass that, but that is the optional. Okay, so first parameter itself is a higher order functions. Okay, sorry, callback functions. Okay, so see, there is here is one examples are there. Like see, so we have one function greet. Okay, it's a normal function, and we have one function called HOF, that is higher order function. So it's taking greet as a functions parameter, and then it's taking username, right? So by taking that, what is happening here? See, so greet means this function entirely I'm passing here, right? Callback functions. So entire these functions will be copied here, and then one more parameter argument I'm passing, that is Alice. So by taking, so this HOF will get called here. Then what happens? Greet functions will start. So greet functions needs the name. So that's what I'm calling here, greet functions, calling of the greet function by passing the argument username. So this is the way we can pass the data. Okay, this is the name we can pass the data, and we can use higher order functions by taking one functions inside it. Okay, so these things we already checked in the last class, like how the functions can be passed argument to another functions and can be called inside that main functions, right? So these things we have checked in the last class. So similar to this mechanism, we are going to check some of the higher order functions. Okay, so one more thing is there. So before going to higher order function list, we are going to check. See this higher order functions always works on the arrays. Generally will do operations on array. That time we'll use all these higher order functions. So let's suppose you have one array. Okay, let's suppose one array you have. So in that array, we are going to apply higher order functions. So once we apply higher order functions to that array, then what happens to that array value, that original array value? So whether the original array value is going to change, that we are going to check for all the higher order functions. Next, whether the higher order functions which we are applying, like find, filter, whether that is going to create a new array or whether that is going to change the original array, that we are going to see. Other things is whatever array is created, that array has same size as original array. Okay, original array, that we are going to check. So that is first thing is changes to original array. Second thing is whether it's going to create a new array or not. Third thing we are going to check is whether the length of the original array and length of the newly created array is same size or not. Fourth is what is the return type of that method, what we are applying, going to applying in the higher order functions. What is the return type of that higher order functions, whether it is returning array, and in which scenario. Let's suppose it's not satisfying the condition, then in that time what is returning, and if it is satisfy the condition, what type of data it's returning. So all those things we are going to check in each of the higher order functions. So in all higher order functions, these four will be applicable. Okay, so these are all, let me try to explain you. So first we are going to check change in original array. So change in original array, let's explain this change in original array. Let's suppose I have let arr equal to some array, right? So if we are performing higher order functions to this array, to this arr, whether this array value is getting changed, whether any modification is happening to this array, that is called, we are going to check in change in original array. Means whether the original array is getting changed or not. Means after applying higher order to array, whether our arr will get changed or not. That is, we are going to check in all the methods, higher order methods. Okay, this is the first thing we are going to change. Now second, create and return new array. So we have applied this higher order functions to this array, right? To this array. But after applying higher order functions to this array, whether that higher order functions, is going to, so we are going to check whether the higher order functions is going to create new array. So basically it's going to create a new array or not. Okay, it's going to create a new array or not, that we are going to check in all the methods. Third, we are going to check size of the array. So size of the array means, see, the original array size is 1 2 3, right? The length of the original array size is, the length of arr is 3, right? So we are after applying higher order functions, what is new array size? So whatever new array we have created here, so what is the size of that new array? So whether it is all 3 or whether it is having the different size than original array, that we are going to check in higher order functions. So all the higher order functions. Now next, return type. Return type means what type of data it's returning. Like when we are going to apply, okay, when applying higher order functions to the above array, okay, to the above array, okay, what is the return type? Means what that higher order functions returning, what the type of data the higher order functions is returning. So it can return two scenario is there for returning. Let's suppose if condition satisfies, then data type, what is the data type? Okay, what is the data type? If condition does not satisfy, then what is the data type? So we are going to check this. Okay, so everything we are going to check this. So these are all the 4 conditions we are going to check for all the higher order functions. So these are the parameters we are going to check. Okay, now next we'll go for higher order functions. First higher order function, that is filter. Okay, filter is a higher order functions. Okay, filter as a name suggests, it filter out from array some of the data, right? So filter means based on what condition it has to filter, right? Based on what condition it has to filter, so that we are going to check in the code. So what is going to consider? Let's suppose I have one array, right? Array having 1 2 3 4 5. So let's suppose I want one scenario. I want all the element from this array which is greater than 2. Okay, which is greater than 2. So which is greater than 2 means 3 4 and 5. So 3 are the element which is greater than 2. So filter will check. So we have to filter method. If you apply filter method, it will check all the things. Okay, it will check each element of the array. One is checked with the filter condition. Okay, 1 is greater than 2. No. 2 is greater than 2. No. 3 is greater than 2. Yes. Then it will just add it. 4 is greater than 2. Yes. Then it will add it. 5 is greater than 2. Then it will add it. So like that, it will filter out all the element based on the condition, and whichever element satisfy that condition, that it will get as a output. Okay. So that is basically work of filter. Filter, you understood basic knowledge of filter. What is filter? Means providing 10 things and getting out of only 5 to 6 things based on the conditions. Got it? Filter, have you understood filter, Amar? Any doubt in filter? Okay, filter basics understanding you got, right? So as we discussed, like this, all methods will take the conditions, right? The conditions. So first of all, before discussing about conditions, first let's try to achieve the same using normal way or normal method. Okay, normal procedure without using this filter. So what is our scenario? So our scenario was, we have one array. Okay, we have one array having 23, 45, 67, 65, 44, 42. So we have this array, right? The scenario is, so let's write the scenario here. Get all the element from array, okay, which is greater than, let's suppose, which is greater than, let's suppose, 50. Okay, so all the element from this array which is greater than 50, get all the elements. That is our questions. Understood the questions, Amar? What is the questions now? Okay, so now let's go for the answers. So one way what we can do, so by seeing this array, which one all element you are getting in your mind, like that will be the output. See, 23 is less than 50, ignore it. 45 is less than 50, ignore it. 67 is greater than 50, yes, take it. 65 obviously greater, take it. 42, ignore it. So our outcome results should be 67 and 65. Okay, so outcome results should be 67 and 65. This should be our output. Okay, this should be our output. So if we have to do any, let's suppose you don't have idea of any this higher order function, just you have got these questions in your interview. So what you will go and do, so what you will do, you will just take that array, okay, and you will just write for loop for let I equals 0, I less than array dot length I plus plus, right? First you will loop this array, then what you will do after that what you will do, you will iterate I over all the element, right? So you will check if array of I means array of I means array of 0 is 23, array of 1 is 45, array of 2 is 67, right? So array of I is greater than 50, then do what? Add into new array. So what you will do, you will just create new array, new ARR you will create. Okay, add into new array. So what you will do, new array dot push method we can use, and we can just add it to that ARR of I, means which is greater than 50. Else just it will go to ignore it, right? Else ignore it. So just write console dot log and print the new array. So whatever new array we have, so that print. So this is very simple questions with very simple answer, right? So generally we'll do the same way. If you have any array we got and we have to filter out all the elements which is greater than 50, so what we'll do, we'll use for loop, we'll loop in every element each at a time, and then we'll satisfy that element with the condition. So see, first I equal to 0. So I equal to 0 means 23, right? 23. So 23 will be checked with condition. So 23 greater than 50. No, then it will ignore. This if condition will get fail, then it will ignore and it will go to I plus plus. So I plus plus will become I equal to 1. So I equal to 1 it will go. So I 1, 1 less than 5 true. So it will go inside. Then it will check A of I, A of 1. A of 1 is 45. So 45 greater than 50. No. Then again it got fail. Then it will come out here after if. Again it will go and increment I. So I becomes 2. So it will check 0, 1, 2. So 67. 67 is greater than 50. Yes, true. If true, then if condition got true, true for 67, that is at index 0, 1, 2. Right? That is at index 2. Because that element, that 67 element is at 2, right? Because here I'm just writing this one index so that you will understand better. Okay, so these are all the index. So at 2 index 67 is there. So what you are seeing here, observe properly. Every element is satisfying. Every element is taking this, right? Checking with this condition. Every element. 23 is checking with this condition. 45 is checking with this condition. 67 is checking with this condition. 65 is checking with this condition. So whichever condition got satisfied, it's getting added to new array, right? So this will give us the proper output. Okay, I'll just make it. Okay, so let's print this. Okay, so we got 67 and 65. So this is normal way, right? So let's try to convert this normal procedure into filter. Okay, so into filter. So what we'll do, so this one, this condition, whatever condition, this condition is observed properly. This condition is getting checked for all the element inside the array one by one, right? All the element inside the condition one by one. So I'm just taking ARR of I greater than 5. Sorry, greater than 50. Right? Greater than 50. Or else, if you don't want to write I equal to 0, then we have already studied one more way, that is let item of ARR, right? Let item of ARR. For a loop also we have studied, right? So where item is each element. So we are comparing with item, right? Fine, this is Amar, this is fine. Because we have studied for of loop also. So for of loop means item is nothing but each element, right? So item is comparing with 50. So 23 is greater than 50. No. 45 is greater than 50. No. 67 is greater than 50. Yes. Then do push. Push to new array, right? So that's why it's pushing to new array. See, 67 is getting pushed to new array. 65 is getting pushed to new array. But 42 is not getting pushed to new array because 42 is getting failed here, right? So like that it's happening. Okay. So what we are doing? So let's convert this code into filter. So you can see this if condition, no, this is getting satisfied to all the element, right? It means all the element has to pass this. If it is true, go inside. If it is false, then don't go. Okay. So let's take these things and let's keep it in one function. So let's create one function. Function we are creating check greater. Okay, I'm just giving check greater. So each item has to go, right? It's taking each item and it's returning, okay, it's returning, what is that? Item greater than 50. Means item greater than 50 is nothing but, if item greater than 50 will be there, it will return true. If not, then it will return false, right? So let's check this. So I'll comment this out and let's check just this. So just understand, like one check greater is there. Check greater is there, which I am passing as, what is that? Let's suppose 23 I am passing. Okay, simple this program. Just I am checking item greater than 50. So I'm just passing check greater. So 23. So I'm just returning this result equal to check greater. And I'm doing console result. So what will happen if I'm passing 23 to this? So the item will be 23. So item will be 23. Here I'm just writing item equals to 23, right? So 23 greater than 50. false. So it will return false. Result will come as false, console will come as false. See, false it came. So let's suppose I'm passing here 67. So 67 is greater than 50. Yes, so it became true. So it will return true. Why it's returning false and true? Because return statement you have written greater than. Whenever we write any comparison operator, in operator classes you have studied, whenever we are doing any comparison operator, that always returns either true or false. Okay, like double equal to, greater than equal to, less than equal to. So all this will return either true or either false by default. Okay, so that is why it's returning true or false. Understood this much? I'm just simplifying, means I'm making big things to a small chunk so that it will be, I'll combine this all together so that you'll understand. Okay, this is fine, Amar? Okay, okay, fine. This is fine then. Okay, then see, then greater. So I took this, right? I took this, and then I converted into functions. Okay, now this functions only we are going to use. Okay, so I'll cut it. Now adding into new array, that will do by default in the filter. Okay, no need to write or no need to create a new array. Okay, so these two will get minimized. Automatically it will convert. So this condition I have taken, I have passed into one functions. Now let's use that same. Okay, so let's copy this array here. Okay, let's paste it here for proper view to us. Okay, so that we can see here. Now I am using now filter. Now once I'll write here filter, no, you will understand properly what I am going to do. So just write, so this array, we are going to apply the filter method to this array. So array dot filter, just doing that much only. Okay, in this filter, what we have to do, we have to pass check greater. So we'll pass here check greater. Okay, means we are passing one function inside the filter. Filter is a default. There is no filter method here top. See, nowhere filter method, right? Nowhere filter functions are there. Filter functions is nothing but it's a JavaScript function. It takes another function which has the condition. So what will happen? This condition, whatever the functions we are writing the condition, that condition will be checked for all the array element, like because this array I'm passing, no, so it will check this condition, this element, automatically it will pass to this 23, now next 45, now next 67. So like this it will pass and it will return. So if this function is returning true, that means it's true, then it's adding automatically. So this filter method, what it's doing, first of all, it's checking all the element from array to the function greater than, function check greater, right? Function check greater, right? Now next, if the greater check functions returns true, okay, if it returns true, then what it's doing, if it is returning true, then what it's doing, filter method what is doing, by default filter method what is doing, it's creating new array, okay, new array, okay, if not created, okay, then it's taking that element and adding to the new array. Okay, these many things filters are doing. Okay, this filter is doing. Got it? So directly we are doing like this. If you don't want to do like this, like writing separately and then making separately, so just remove this method name. Okay, just do this one and this, and already we know these functions can be converted using arrow functions, right? Arrow functions. So it will be item, right? And then it will be return item greater than 50, right? This three lines is similar to these lines. Already we have discussed in the previous classes during functions, right? Where we checked with arrow functions, correct? This is normal functions without name and this is functions, arrow functions. We already checked, right? So either this can be converted to this. So what I'm doing, I'm directly writing this entirely, okay, instead of check greater. Fine now, instead of check greater. Got it? So I'm writing directly this. So this is also one arrow functions, right? So I already told either you can write here under that function's name and then you can pass, or else direct pass create one new function. So either we are creating arrow functions, or we can do one thing, we can do like this also. Instead of not arrow functions, we can do functions item like this. This is also similar to this one. Either this or either this. Okay, anyone you can pass. Okay, anyone you can pass. So what happens? Array, an item. This item belongs to array. So item is nothing but it's each item from the array. Like how here it is. Each item from this array, right? Item from this array. Item from this array. Checking with 50. So if it is true, then push. So same thing, by default it is doing, if this conditions returns true, then automatically it will create a new array. So if it is creating a new array, we have to store that array, right? So we are just writing storing the array in result. So result is the array which is getting created, and there in the result the data is getting pushed. Okay, data is getting pushed. So I'll just write log result. Okay, now all these things I'll comment. Okay, if it returns true. If not, if greater checks function returns true, then this. If not, then what it does, it will ignore, right? If not, false, then it ignores and move to next element, right? Move to next element. Like see, this element does not satisfy, move to next element. This element does not satisfy, move to next element. Okay, this element satisfied, push to this, and then again move to next element. So this element satisfied, push to this, next another element. So like that it is happening. I think somehow you understand. So either you can write directly one line. See, instead of writing 3-4 lines, you just wrote one line, right? Instead of writing these 3 lines, these 4-5 lines, how you are writing? Creating one new array, yourself you are creating array, yourself you are doing push operation, then comparing with every element to this, and then doing push operation, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, some 4-5 lines you are writing. So instead of writing 4-5 lines, directly I'm writing filter, and that whatever conditions are there here, that condition I'm writing as of inside of functions. So I'm creating an arrow functions and I'm writing. And that entire arrow functions I'm passing as a filter method. Okay, that's it. Automatically it will give result as whatever we are expected. So I'll just comment this out and we'll see same this one will come. Okay, so node space index.js. Okay, somewhere we might did a mistake, I think. Oh, it's a log here. Console.log. Okay, let's clear. See, same output we got. So either we can get output like this way by writing filter in the simple manner, or else you have to write these many lines of code. Okay, so let's understand this one more time using pictorial. Okay, so pictorial, using pictorial, let's understand one more time. So same thing I'm writing here. See, so we have one rank array which is having 10, 23, 12, 28, 30. Okay, so as we discussed, like see, one function we are creating, that is item. Item belongs to rank, right? Rank element, rank array. Item is nothing but 10, 23, 12, 28, 30. So this function will run for every element of this array which I have given rank, right? So what happens if item greater than 20? So we are finding out here, get all the element from this which is satisfying, which is greater than 20. Okay, which is greater than 20. So as we already know, the element will be 23, 28 and 30. The output will be this once I'll execute this. Now let's try to understand using pictorial. So as we know, this function will be working on the each element of the array, right? This functions. will be working on each element of the array, and each element will be as a item, right? So see, so let's suppose first element is 10. So first element is 10 from this, right? So first element is 10. So 10 will be as a value for item. So 10 is greater than 20, false. So result, see here automatically it's creating, because we are writing let result equal to, that's why it's creating result as array. So what happens? False. So ignore. So result is still empty, right? Another, next, 23. So 23 is greater than 20. True. So true means add into result array. So now result is 23. Okay, next. Next is 12. So 12 is greater than 20. No, false. So ignore it. So still the result is 23 only. There is no changes in the result. Okay. Fourth element, 28. So 28 is greater than 20. True. So just add 23 and 28, right? Same next way. Fifth element. Fifth element is 30, right? 30. So 30 is greater than 20. True. So add it into the result. So result is 23, 28, 30. So which is the output. Okay, which is the output. So this is the way it works, find filter. So whatever functions we are writing inside this filter functions as a parameter, that functions will work for all the element of the array. If the element satisfied, then it will be there in the new array, or else it will be ignored from the new array, right? And always it creates a new array. It won't changes to the original array. Like how it won't change to original array means, let's suppose I did here, see, array was having 1 2 3 4 5 element, right? But result is having how many? Only 2, right? Only 2. So after doing this filter, if I'll try to print original array, that is ARR, still we have the same array. It won't change. See, result is 67, 65, but original array is still same. There is no changes in the original array. Means we are not going to modify the original array. Original array is the same. Only we are doing something to filter out, and we are adding into new array, that is result. Okay. Now one more thing to observe. Whenever you do filter method, what happens? The size of the array will get vary, because the original size is having 1 2 3 4 5 element, right? But once we applied filter, and whatever array, new array we got as a result, that is having only 2 element, because other element didn't satisfy the condition. So in filter method, what will happen? The size of the array also differs. Okay, size of the array also differs. Now let's, this much you understood, Amar? Any doubt here? Fine. Okay. So now see, so this much we understood, right? So size is getting changed, right? Now let's suppose none of the elements satisfy the condition. Means none of the elements satisfy. So how I can make it none of the elements satisfy the condition? Let's suppose I'll make that 80. Now what happens? 23 is greater than 80. False. Ignore it. 45 is greater than 80. False. Ignore it. 67, ignore it. 65, ignore it. 42, ignore it. Nothing is getting satisfied. So in this condition, in this scenario, what will be the result? Tell me, what will be the result value? Any idea? Amar? No. See, generally this result, whenever I am writing let result equal to, that means it will create a new array, right? With empty, it will create. I have showed you in the picture, see. So if nothing, none of the condition got satisfied, then result will be what? Tell me. What will be the output of this result? Empty array. Understood? Empty array. So in filter, if none of the elements satisfy the condition which is written in this method, that this functions, then it returns empty array, or else it returns data with the array. Okay, or else it returns data with the arrays. So if I write 50, then it will return data, but both the time you are seeing array return. So return type is always array. Okay, return type is not undefined. Return type is not number, boolean, no, nothing like that. Return type always will be array. So these all things you have to be very careful, because these all impacts a lot later. These are all the points which you know and which you can tell in interview, the interviewer can impress. And while doing any code in the project, you will be very what is that? You will be very error free code you can write. Okay, you will be getting to know each and everything. What is the return type? What is the original size of the array? What is the size of this array? So everything you have to be very careful. Okay, while writing. Okay, so as we understood. Now let's suppose, Amar, I will just delete this. None of the element is there. Now tell, what is the result? There is no element to check. It's just empty. Now also empty. Because nothing is getting, because anyway this result is creating new array. But none of the element is going to check. So item will be always nothing. So nothing means always it will return false. Always return false means size will be always empty. Right? So either the array is having data or array is having not data. Okay, if the condition does not satisfy, then always it will return empty array. Got it? And filter, what it does, it will filter out the element from the array, whatever condition we have written in the things. Okay, now one more I'll write. Let's suppose now item greater than 50 I'm telling, right? Item greater than 50 and item less than I'm just writing 65. Okay, item less than 65. Now tell me what is the result value? What is the result value? I have written two conditions now. One is item should be greater than 50 and item should be less than 65. So what is the result output? What is the output? What are the element will be there in this result? No, false it will not return, no. Which of the element will come to this array? Or none of the element will come to this array? None of the element will come to this array. Right? Because see, 23 greater than 50, no. 45 greater than 50, no. 67 greater than 50, yes, but less than 65, no. Less than 65, no. 67 is greater than 65. This also won't satisfy now. 65 greater than 50, yes, but less than 65, no. It also won't satisfy. This also won't satisfy. So all won't satisfy then empty array. Means if you want to compare the things with multiple, then either you can write AND operations, not with one condition. If you want to do multiple condition, that time also it will come as you can write using AND operation. Okay, this example I showed you. Let's suppose now I'll do greater than 65. Now tell. Now what are the element will come out as output? $67. So 23 greater than 50. Yes, but greater than 65. No. 45. No. So it will come as 67. Understood? I think you have understood very properly now. Got it? What I am telling? Okay. So like this only filter will work. So either you can write these many lines of code or else you can directly use filter, because from here only I have just copied, right? These all I have copied. You have seen from that time. I have just copied from here, kept it in one functions, and same I am writing in the filter inside. That's it. Very simple and easy process. No need to get that much tension. Okay. Once you know this, automatically you can convert into filter. Okay. So we have understood so many things from filter, right? Got it? Filter we have understood. So let's check some more. Okay. So same thing I have done here. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is there, right? So I'm checking if get all the elements which is greater than 2, right? So all the elements which is greater than 2. So E is nothing but every element. 1 as a E, 2 as a E, 3 as a E, 4 as a E, 5 as a E. 1 greater than 2, no. 2 greater than 2, no. 3 greater than 2, yes. Then output will be 3. 3 greater than 4 greater than 2, yes. Then output will be 4. 5 greater than 2, yes. Then output will be 5. So all 3 is inserted into one array. But I'm not assigning to any array because I'm writing directly console.log. So either you can assign this entire into one result and then you can print that, or else directly console.log you will do, it will create a new array and it will add this to. Okay, understood? Filter, you understand? Okay, fine. So characteristics of filter method. So just now we discussed, right? What are the return type? What are the size? So what it will do? Now see, again I'm right. Check. Changes to the original array. Have you seen any changes to the original array? Tell me. This array was getting changed when I'm applying filter? No, right? So see, it does not create any changes to the original array I have written. Fine. The filter method will not change the original array. Got it? Okay. Create and returns new array. Is it true or false? What is the statement? Okay. So always it creates a new array. Why always I have written? Because we have tested either here element is there or the condition is not satisfied. Always the array will be returned. Right? Always the arrays will be returned. Okay. Now tell me the size of array. Size of array will get same or size of array will get changed? Size of array, length of array of original array and whatever this filter is giving, both size will be always same or it will be different? Different, right? Because if the condition satisfy to that element, it will push or else it won't. See here one element is only there, size is 1, but here size is 6. So filter method will change the size, right, of newly created array, but not the original array, because it won't affect into original array, right? So what I'm writing, the size of new array may varies, depends on condition matches. Like let's suppose if I'm writing the condition as greater than 20, then size will not change. Size will be same because greater than 20 means this all satisfied, all satisfied, right? So that time all will be returned, so size will be same. But if any condition will get wrong, then it will get false. So size will be different. Understood? Okay. Now next, return type. So return type is it always returns array. As I told you, see, we did empty array and then we checked it returning empty array. We didn't satisfy on any condition, but also it was creating empty array, right? So in every condition, it's returning empty array or array, right? Array as a return type. Always it's returning as a array format only, none other type. Okay. So it's telling it always returns array as a return type, even though the condition does not satisfy. Means I'm trying to tell, even though if none of the condition will satisfy, like let's suppose here if I'll write greater than 90, none of the condition got satisfied, but still the result is empty array. It is empty, but return type is array only, right? It's not undefined or it's not -1, it's not false. Always it is returning either empty array or else with data array. Got it? So these are all the features of filter. So now can you use filter anywhere instead of writing this many codes? Okay, so writing this many codes, directly use filter and pass one method. Many students will do mistake. They will do mistake writing this line of code. This whatever functions, no, they'll directly write how, item greater than 20. Something like that they'll write. You should not write like that. Okay. We have to, if you have any confusion here, just create here one function. Okay, function create and then write item. Okay, and then write item greater than 20. Okay, item greater than 20, return. Okay, and then if you want to remove arrow function, if you want to create, then just same thing. Already we know converting normal functions to arrow functions. We just curly bracket to this arrow we can make. And same thing, item greater than 20. This is only no arrow function, right? So this copy and paste it inside this. That's it. Got it? If multiple is there, then curly bracket write. Or multiple is not there. Only one statement is there, then without curly bracket also you can write. Okay? Anything is fine. Already we have discussed these arrow functions. Okay? You can check. So same thing. Okay? Got it? Here some issue is coming because something here I have written, that's why. See, because satisfy all the conditions because I have written 20, right? So understood now? Filter method properly understood. This very important topic, because these all things mainly these people will be focused on. Okay, interviewer will focus on, and if you will write this filter method, no, you can save lots of time. See, instead of writing this 4 lines, 5 lines of code, directly you can write 1, 2 lines of code. Right? It's combining of all the things to one. And see, here we are forcefully creating one array and then writing the push, but here nothing we are doing. No push, no create. Directly it will create automatically. It will only create array, it will only push the data to the array. Okay, so two things it's doing by the default. Got it? Filter? Understood properly filter method? Okay, so once you practice, then you'll get better understanding. Okay? So same diagram I have pasted here for the reference purpose. Okay? Now similar, it is similar to similar, all the methods are there, only the things will get changed. Okay, only the mechanism will get changed. Like see, find. Find means what? Find means just finding one. Like see how you do index of, includes. Includes means what? It will check only first matching element in the array, right? And it will return true or false when you are writing includes. When you are writing index of, then it is just returning the index. If it is matching, returning that index. If it is not matching, returning that -1, right? So all those things already we've seen. But find. But why we are going for find? Because see, index of, includes, these all always works on the static. You can't write index of greater than 20. You can't write, right? Index of greater than 20. Have you seen any time writing index of greater than 20? You can't write. You have to write index of some element, some static data. Index of 10, index of 11, index of 13. But if you want to get something data based on some conditions, then you have to come for the find. You can't do using index of or includes. Okay, so find is nothing but it's a getting first matching element from the array. Filter is what? Filter is getting all the element from the array which satisfy the conditions. So it's multiple data will come in filter, but in find only one element will come, that too first matching element. Okay, first matching element. Now see, in this array you can see number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm writing greater than 2. So greater than 2 is 3, 4, 5, but it will just return 3. Why it return 3 means this is find method. So if you want to get only one element out of the array based on some conditions, then you can use find method. If you want to get multiple element from the array, then you use filter method. Understood filter and find method difference? Find means only one first matching. Filter means all matching. Okay. Now I'll teach you tomorrow about more on find, because I want to go very slowly things. Okay, Amar? So no need to be hurry. Today practice only filter method. Create yourself filter method and practice this. Got it? Tomorrow again we'll go for find method, because I have to teach you very slowly these all methods. These are very important methods. Okay, so practice as many as you can, right? By typing filter method, by doing this what is that normal way of writing, and then converting. Just you only write this, just write this scenario, try to execute writing this, and try to convert this in filter. You only do whatever you have studied there. Okay, like this, if you practice, no, it won't be very tough for you. Okay, it all depends on practice. Fine. Okay, thank you.